Welcome back, everyone. I am Coin Icarus. This is the Pleb Underground, and we are live. And we're gonna take a look at this this Vanadi coffee news, right? This company out of Spain that has made an announcement of an announcement. That's right. In case you can't figure out what the announcement is, they plan to buy $1 billion of Bitcoin with money they don't have, with a business that doesn't earn enough money to buy that Bitcoin. That's right. Anyways, guys, you know the drill. We're going to take a look at that. But before we do, quick word from the sponsors, and we will be right back and dive into this ridiculous story. Here we go. Head on over to Archimedes Emporium. They make absolutely beautiful Bitcoin branded products. They just dropped their first one. It is the solid aluminum Bitcoin clock. I had to get my hands on it so that I could show it to you guys. Take a look. Really, really nice piece. Beautiful craftsmanship. Head on over to archamp.co. The link is going to be in the show notes. That is Archimedes Emporium. Head on over there. So you'd think that I'd be probably making fun of this ridiculous nonsense, right? That what was that? That came out like yesterday. It's kind of funny, right? The 1776. You know, make it all patriotic, right? Buy my shitcoin. Anyways, so yeah, this wallet, guys. This is not associated with Trump or anything like that. That's not the point of the story today. I just thought that was pretty funny stuff that people are falling for this, and of course the guys that are doing this, it's the what's his name there, Bill Zenker or something like that, the fight limited CEO. Anyways, it's, guys, don't fall for this crap. It's just a bunch of hype, but that's not the hype we're actually going to be looking at today. That's right, guys. So Cointelegraph announced this. So did Vivek. So did BTC Magazine. So here we go. Spanish coffee chain Vanadi Coffee they plan to invest over $1.1 billion in Bitcoin for its strategic reserve, following, of course, the MicroStrategy playbook. And of course, you know, you can't help but want to dive into these companies. So of course, I mean, this company is not traded on the New York Stock Exchange. Not that matters. Okay, I'm just explaining it's not available on U.S. markets. Not even as an OTC. Leave it up to Predator, right? Predator always goes and picks this stuff up. Here we go. This is Vanadi Coffee, right? Remember, they're going to invest $1 billion in Bitcoin. I want you to keep that number in mind, right? I have a 1,975 Instagram followers. Okay, they've got 149 Facebook followers, and they have 48 X followers. It's big. This is big time company. Okay. And of course, right, that's right, coffee giants. You mean a coffee shop chain founded just 4 years ago with 6 locations, and every year it has operated and suffered millions of dollars in net losses. Now, hold on a second here. Apparently, I can't just go and add that other thing to the screen. All right, so here, let's go take a look at this because, guys, yeah, these guys' numbers are absolutely atrocious. Just very, very simple, right? But I always just like to take a look at the operating income, right? It's like the operating income tells you a huge story, right? Regardless of their debt, how much money are they making just from regular operations? We're not even talking about new customers, just opening the doors in the morning. What are we making? These guys are losing $2 million. In this case, what is it? Is it a quarter or a year? I'd probably say it's probably $2 million a year because they don't seem to be that huge at all. Not with 6 locations. Anyways, yeah, it is just absolutely brutal. And of course, you can see here, right, the basic earnings per share minus 25 cents, the diluted earnings per share minus 25 cents. So if people don't understand what's happening here, right, they lose money every day that they stay in business, right? So when you go to work, okay, and you figure out what your expenses are for what it is to go to work, and then you figure out what you get paid, right? The difference in between is what you made, right? It's realistically, that's what it is. It's what you made. Now, these guys, every day that they do business, every single day, they are down, okay? They're losing every single day. So, I mean, look, somebody might say, well, Phil, give them a chance, right? They're trying to build themselves up. They're doing a Bitcoin treasury. Oh, okay, fair enough. Maybe we do give them a chance, right? So, okay. I like to zoom out. I like to go take a look at the big picture. And I understand that charts are not everything, but charts do tell a very interesting story, such as this thing. This is the monthly chart of this stock. And you'll notice a pattern. That pattern is down, okay, and going to zero. This is exactly what you're seeing here, right? It opened up, it pumped, did not have the numbers to hang on. And then this is my favorite part, right? Is the reverse splits. Okay. They did a 1-for-10 split. So what does the 1-for-10 split mean? For every 10 shares, they gave you 1. Okay. So companies often do this, right? It's called a reverse. It's called a reverse split. Okay. Companies often do this when they're in danger of being delisted from an exchange. That's one of the reasons. Another reason that companies do this is to change the optics, right? Because now all of a sudden it's not a penny stock anymore, right? Now all of a sudden it's worth a couple of bucks. So it kind of, it brings in a whole new crowd. But the thing is this, right? When you're dealing with corporations that lose money hand over fist, quarter over quarter, and they can barely stay alive, and they're using parlor tricks, like pretending that they're going to buy Bitcoin, that picture is not changing, okay? Those shares that are reverse split, that now look more attractive because the number is higher, well, eventually those shares, they just continue to go down. And we can see it right here. This is literally what just happened here, right? Like, look at this. This thing apparently traded at $40 a share, right? I mean, obviously these are reverse splits, so it never really traded at $40 a share. It probably traded at its all-time high of like $4 a share, okay? And now it's sitting at 34 cents, right? Over 10x down. I mean, that is just absolutely brutal. So yeah, then had a coffee. Look, when we talk about the corporations that are going to buy Bitcoin, how could I say this? I've said this before. We want businesses with. Actually, let me back up. I don't give a shit if businesses actually buy Bitcoin and decide to store their quote unquote melting ice cube in Bitcoin. That is up to them. But if we are to pick the types of businesses that we would like holding Bitcoin, right? Then I'm going to suggest that we want businesses that have positive cash flows, businesses that have cash in the bank, businesses that have a melting ice cube that they have nowhere to put. We don't want these broke businesses. I get, like, people sit there like, oh, but Phil, it's news, it's hype, people are paying attention. Look at what it's doing for Bitcoin. I don't buy it. I just don't buy it. I mean, I've been covering these penny stock, pink sheet garbage companies that have been supposedly buying Bitcoin, right, for like 2 years. Not a single one of them has actually purchased Bitcoin, right? Like, what was that other company there? SOS, ticker SOS. And then there was some other penny stock out of Toronto where the CEO pretended to be kidnapped in order to pump his bags. Like, you guys, look, not every single one of these companies pretending to be buying Bitcoin is actually doing anything good for Bitcoin. So, and I get that the media outlets, the Bitcoin media outlets like Bitcoin Magazine and some of the bigger podcasts and stuff, and, Vivek, which I don't understand how anybody follows that account. I don't understand why you would follow somebody who it's nothing but hype. Every single thing. Hey, what's up, Eastside Tony? Every single thing he tweets is just post. It's not a tweet anymore. So it's just all absolute garbage. It's all just hype and nonsense. Yesterday, he was tweeting out about the Trump wallet. Didn't even know whether it was associated with him or not. They don't care. They just want clicks and views. And you, right? Me, the individual, the peon, man, we get wrecked. That's our fucking problem. It's not your problem, right? They're just getting the clicks and views, right? Hey, you've got to provide a platform for the advertisers so that it's worth their while to advertise with you, don't you? So it doesn't matter that the news is fake. I don't buy that. I think it does matter that the news is fake. I think it does matter that, I would actually be more likely to pay attention to some of these accounts or some of these news outlets if they were more realistic and they'd be like, hey, this coffee company is going to buy Bitcoin. But guys, let's take a look at their financials and let's be realistic about this. But guess what? That doesn't translate into clicks and views. People just want to feel good, right? I'm holding Bitcoin. I see this news about this dog shit company. I don't even care. They said the magic words. They're going to buy Bitcoin, $1 billion worth. It's going to pop my bags, right? We are just so freaking predictable. Anyways, yeah. So guys, Giant Nothing Burger, Vanadi Coffee. I'm really surprised. I'd be really surprised if they're in business in 2 to 4 years from now. If we are to have a shitty coffee company that actually does have positive cash flows that is going to purchase Bitcoin, then maybe we should be excited to get Starbucks to buy and hold Bitcoin. Because guess what? Whether you love or hate Starbucks, I don't love them, but I'll tell you that, and I think their actual coffee is crap. But guess what? They actually have money in the bank. They have a melting ice cube. They have positive operating cash flows, which means they can afford to hold Bitcoin. They can actually afford it. Anyways, guys, that's all I wanted to talk about today. Fuck these stupid penny stocks, these stupid companies that pretend that they're doing something. You know what? We are definitely at the Pleb Underground. I talk about this with Ulrich, Sir Ulrich, all the time. We are gathering all of these companies, and believe me, when when this all comes to roost, right? When this all comes to a head, we are going to be doing a video showing you all of these companies and how they died on the vine, and none of them are actually buying Bitcoin. These are just penny stocks that are pretending to do it. That's all. They just need to pump their bags. One last time, though. One last time. Show you guys the chart because I think it matters. I think it's important. And I think if people do not pay attention to this stuff, this is how they get wrecked. This is the monthly chart. Sorry, the weekly. Okay, this is the weekly chart of Vanadi Coffee or Vanadi Coffee. This is nothing but a pump and dump, and at this point, it's just a zombie corporation trying to dump their shares. Anyways, that's my opinion. Guys, have a good one. I will catch you either tomorrow or Friday. Peace.